Undertale, the friendly RPG where no one has to die. Well, it certainly is that, but what else does it have to offer? Is it simply Final Fantasy with a hippie paint job, or is it something of its own? I'm pleasantly surprised to say that Undertale manages to provide a fresh and interesting experience from start to finish. The combat is fun, the characters are silly and very likable, and everything that happens in the game is so damn quirky and charming that I found myself smiling the whole way through. Every corner I turned had something to like, be it an interesting piece of lore, a cool fight, or a funny NPC. But what's the story? Well, in Undertale you play as simply the human. Said human has fallen down a hole atop a mountain into the underground, a large subterranean cave complex full of monsters that have been sealed away by the humans above. However, they're not the creepy, crawly monsters we were taught to fear as children, like the Sandman or the Boogeyman or clowns. Rather, the monsters are kind of like us, just going about their lives underground with their own dreams and aspirations. I honestly didn't really feel afraid of the monsters. Well, except for one. Ugh. Anyway, your goal is to escape the underground and return home. Not the deepest plot, but I soon found this game was about the journey, not the destination. As soon as I met Torrio, the second monster in the game, my goal quickly shifted to trying to escape while causing as little damage as possible. You see, Torrio teaches you that any enemy encounter can be resolved without killing anyone. Then she proceeds to hold your hand through the puzzles and dangers of the ruined entrance of the underground. Literally at one point, actually. Look at that. It's freaking adorable. Normally being baby like this in a game would kinda make me mad, but there's something lovable about Torrio's overprotective and motherly nature, so I let it slide. But it's not all fun and warm fuzzy feelings. That very protective quality is turned on me as Torrio blocks my path deeper into the underground for fear of being attacked by the other monsters. The only way past was to fight. I couldn't do it. In a weird way, Torrio reminded me of my own mother. Even her fire spells remind me of how my mother would throw hot cooking oil at me. I managed to actually win the fight by refusing to fight. I impressed Torrio with my resolve. Then she gave me a hug and wishes me luck on my journey before she flees the scene so she wouldn't have to watch me leave. Right then and there I told myself I would play this game while ending the life of a single monster. If the rest of the citizens of the underground were as interesting as Torrio, there'd be no way I could bring myself to harm any of them. And I didn't. I managed to beat the game without killing a single monster. Not that they had any qualms about trying to kill me, mind you. You see, the monsters aren't exactly happy underground. They wish to be free of their prison and live in the world above. To achieve this goal, they need human souls, as they're the only thing that can break the seal trapping them underground. Well, guess who's the only damn human in the underground? It's me. There you go. This is how most of the conflict in the game arises. The monster's king has put out a nose to kill any human encountered and bring him their soul, as he believes he can use it to free everyone. I'll try not to spoil it too much, but I do escape the underground without killing anyone. I took the route of a pacifist. But that's only one of the ways to play the game. There's the neutral route, which is nothing special. You simply kill or spare as you see fit and refrain from committing to either of the other two paths. There's the pacifist route, which I took, where you escape the underground without killing any monsters. And lastly, there's the genocide route, in which you
kill everything.
I actually never did take the genocide route. I couldn't. I mean, the characters in Undertale were also just silly and charming. I mean, who wouldn't love a motherly goat who likes snails and pie, or an egotistical but soft-hearted skeleton obsessed with spaghetti? Every monster in the game managed to work its way into my heart. Except Alphys. Fuck you, Alphys. The combat in Undertale is a bit odd. First of all, it's turn-based, standard fare for an RPG. Attacking as you choose an enemy and then line up a cursor to deal extra damage. Still, not that crazy. It's when you're on the defensive that things get spiced up. If you choose to solve things peacefully, you'll have to go through a small puzzle to do so. You can check an enemy, giving you a small bio on the enemy, and usually a hint or two as to how you can stop them from fighting. For instance, one enemy was a deer with Christmas ornaments stuck up in its antlers. After checking him, I found out he hates those decorations, so I spent the next few turns picking the ornaments out of his head. After which I was able to spare him and end the battle. The fights get most interesting when the enemy is attacking you, as you have to dodge each enemy's unique attacks in a bullet hell style segment. As I said, enemy attacks are unique, having different speeds, patterns, and attack styles. They even combine attacks when there's multiple enemies. Also, many bosses change the mechanics of the fight entirely by restricting your movement in various ways, but it's best not spoil those, since it's more fun to discover them yourself. All in all, Undertale is very fun. It doesn't do anything entirely new, but what it does do, it does very well. The bullet hell sequences make the turn-based battles seem active and fun, which is nice since most RPGs tend to get stale after a while. The ability to spare monsters is also nice since so many games are about violence and killing whatever stands in your way that it's refreshing to play a game where you can be merciful. Not that I'm against violence, it's nice to have a new point of view. And not to mention the characters. They're what really pulls everything together. I may not have gone into too much detail about them, but that's just because I don't want to ruin anything. Undertale is only $10 on Steam, and that's more than worth it. I highly recommend that everyone gives it a try, even if you're not the biggest fan of RPGs, since it's so much more than that. Seriously, buy Undertale. You will not regret it.